morning, everybody. Welcome to the Shire. But, as you can see, we're not at the Shire today. We are actually a little bit north. We're in Berea at our condo. And today is an exciting day. We're going to do a video on our Thanksgiving turkeys. So we are going to be smoking a couple of turkeys today, and I thought I'd bring you along for the ride because it's kind of fun to do. At least I think it is. So today we're going to be smoking our turkeys on the Big Green Egg. This is a charcoal grill, specifically hardwood lump charcoal, not briquettes. And we've had this particular egg for probably 25 years now, and it is served us well. We use it quite often. So today I was going to show you a couple of things we're doing. The charcoal we're using today is cowboy lump charcoal, and that kind of has no lighter fluid infused in it, nothing to add additional smells or anything like that. It smells great, even when it's just the fire by itself. And then we're going to be smoking with mesquite wood chips. Now typically I wouldn't use mesquite for turkey, but these I like because they're big and they'll kind of last for the entire process of smoking. So today we have two turkeys, one a 10 and one an 11. They'll fit on here. The reason we did that as opposed to one big one is it just takes less time. Because when you're smoking meats, it's about patience. It's not hard to do, but it's hard to do well because it involves patience and not trying to get ahead of yourself. And for goodness sakes, don't overthink it. So we're using our lump charcoal. We're going to be using our mesquite wood chips to do the smoking. And let's get started. So today, yesterday actually, I put our two turkeys in brine, and the brine I used is a very, very simple brine. Again, not to overthink it. It's a gallon of apple juice. No, that's wrong. Half gallon of apple juice, 1 gallon of water, 1 cup of sugar, brown sugar, and 1 cup of kosher salt. You put those all together, you mix them together, pour them over your bird. I have them in a cooler right here. Pour them down over the bird. It's cold here, so we didn't need to do any additional refrigeration. If it's warm where you're at, throw some ice in on it, and then add water just enough so that it covers the birds. Now, my personal opinion is 24 hours is almost the ideal brining time. I got a little bit of a late start yesterday, so these have only been on 18, 20 hours, something like that. The point is that's fine. They're going to be fine. And again, we're not overthinking this, but we're going to do this because smoking, the process is simple, but you just have to take appropriate steps. So what we did is we started this fire a little bit ago, and what I used to start the fire in the egg here, you can't use charcoal lighter fluid, but I do use these Weber starters, and then I take a small amount of the lump charcoal and I put it in this, and I'll show you a picture of it here. This is called a charcoal chimney. Amazing. Really helps to get the charcoal going. And then we put all this into the grill, and we need to kind of like tone it down. Because what we're going for is 210 degrees for the entire time of the smoke. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on, but that's what we're after. And then you're after an internal temperature on your turkeys for 175 degrees. Again, we'll talk about that a little bit further along. So let's go ahead and get started. So our fire's been going for about 45 minutes, an hour, and here's the first one of our birds. Pretty magnificent looking. Yeah, looks great. Even smells good. It smells like apples right now, which is crazy. I probably overthinking that. But so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these two birds out of the brine, and we're going to dry them off best we can. And then that just kind of makes it less messy. So just take a paper towel, just dry them off the best you can. Not thinking too much about it, but it just makes everything start a little bit easier. You might hear the neighbors in the background. I would tell you we were down at the Shire and this was first day of deer season, but they're actually putting a new roof on. But it sounds a lot like deer season down at the Shire, first day. But anyways, no, they're putting on, so you probably hear the pneumatic nailers going off. But yeah, so that'll be with us for the duration of our smoke here. Now, so what we do then is we want to get our smoking wood down on the fire. So we'll remove the grate right here, just real simple. Pull it off to the side for a minute. And then we want to just place these around the fire. Now these will add a lot of smoke. It'll be subtle at first, but it'll be perpetual. It will do the smoke for the entire time. That's why we're using the bigger chunks. So we'll put the grate back on carefully, and we're ready for our turkeys. Now, it does not matter how you place it on the smoker. We're going to keep our temperature at 210, so you're not worried about scorching any part of the bird. So I'm starting these both out breast side up, and ooh, smoke's nice, but that's a good thing. So we're starting these breast side up. They've been brined. We haven't added anything to it. No rubs, no salt, no pepper. Don't need it because the smoke is what's infusing the flavor now. The brine, the sugar, salt, that's a good thing, and then it'll help us retain some moisture, and then we put this on. Now, the one thing we're going to do, we're not going to do this right away. But we're going to come back and we're going to put a little bit of water in here so that we get what we call a wet smoke. Now the reason we do that is two reasons. It helps the birds to retain their moisture, and it also helps the meat to absorb some of the smoke. I don't know the chemistry of that. I wish I studied harder chemistry in school, but the point is that it actually helps the meat to absorb the smoke, and it keeps everything moist. So I guess we'll put this in right now since we got the lid up. That's just some of the water that the wood was soaking in. That's all you're after. But can you see the smoke? So this is great. We're getting in it. We're starting off really well. So we're going to close this up. We're going to get our fire to where we know we can maintain a solid 210. A little bit lower, a little bit higher, but not too much higher because we don't want to scorch anything. And then it's just leave it on. It's all about patience. Patience, so much so you don't want to open the lid too much. You want to just let it do its thing. We're going to let this go for at least a couple of hours before we do anything. And then what we're going to do is we're probably going to look at it, maybe flip the birds over, maybe not. We're going to take a look at it, and we'll be the judge at that time. So right now we're going to make sure we set up for 210 and just let it go. So stick with us. We'll be back. Okay, we're back. As you can see, I've been exhibiting some extreme patience, and that's really the name of the game. Patience, stick-to-itiveness, all of those good things. Who am I kidding? It smells so good I can hardly contain myself. But I wanted to give you, I said 2 hours we would take a look. Normally I think I would like to keep this covered up for another a couple hours. But we've had a real nice temperature. As you can see, we've had some nice smoke, and I want to take a look at it. But before we do that, I just want to say, so here's a little pro tip for you. Not that I'm a pro, but I'll take credit for this. So get yourself a meat thermometer that you trust. Okay, this one's cheap. I think this was like under $5, but it's pretty accurate. So it really helps you get to your desired temperature. And so just keep that handy. Stab the meat with the probe as infrequently as possible. And the reason you want to do that is because every time you stab it, you lose some juice, and that's less than desirable. But we're going to take a look at this. Then the next time we take a look at it, like 4 or 5 hours, we're gonna paint it. We're gonna baste it with some of the leftover apple juice we had. We're not going to worry about it at this juncture, but that'll be about the right time, because then I think we're gonna tip them over, change that up. But I wanted to show you what 2 hours look like in the hopes of moving on to give you a look at what 5 hours look like, because this is going to take some time, and it's important to understand that. So our fire is 210 degrees. I can put my hand right on the egg. Our fire is at 210. We want to get to 175. That's not a big span. No matter how big the turkey is or how big the cut of meat, you'll eventually get there. That's just simply physics. But it's just how much time you have. So one of the things that is important to realize is, if you don't have the time to complete the smoking process all the way through, and we're not talking the preservation smoking, we're talking cooking smoking. They're different philosophies. But the point is, if you don't have the time to do the complete smoking, don't worry about it. Smoke it for as long as you can, take it off the fire, wrap it tightly in foil or in a baking pan or something, put it in the oven, finish it just like every other roasted turkey Grandma did throughout the last millennia. So that's exactly how you want to do this. You want to approach it that way. The longer we keep it on this fire, the better. But if we have to cut ourselves off at some point because we're not up to temperature, don't freak out. Take it off, wrap it tight with foil in a baking pan, cover it, even split it if you have to. Take it and finish it in the oven. It will be dynamite, and your guests, your family will love it. But let's take our look here. You ready? Here we go. I've been waiting on this. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Wow, does that look nice? Hang on. Come with me. Look at that. That is magnificent. That's what you're after. Now see what there, that's 2 hours. Now we're nowhere near close to being done. But what that does is that gives us an idea of what it's starting to look like. Pretty darn sweet. Okay, we're going to cover this up real quick. We don't want to lose any more heat than we just did. And we're going to try this again at maybe 5 hours. Flip it over. Put some of that apple juice on. Keep it going. See where we're at. Okay? We'll be back. Stay tuned. Okay, everybody, we're back. 4.5 hours on. 4.5 hours of 210. And we've really, it's been a great smoke. And we're going to take a look at it. Before I go on, I was reading something. Every once in a while I'll look in and I'll do a deeper dive into reading. They were talking about the internal temperature of a turkey, trying to get it through 140 degrees as quickly as possible to limit bacteria growth. As many years as I've been doing this and been smoking meats, I have never heard of that. I have never heard that mentioned before. So if somebody out there watches this and they've heard that, drop a note, would you? Let me know the concept behind that and where you first heard that, because that's absolutely news to me. But anyway, so we're going for our internal temperature 175. We've been on 4.5 hours. We're not going to be there yet, but we're going to see exactly where we're at. And so let's take a look. Here we go. Oh boy, do they look good. Wow-wee. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, hey, they popped. Oh my goodness. I've never had one of those turkey little things pop before. How cool is that? You're not going to believe this. We're done. We're at 175 in 4.5 hours. Now, don't hold me to this because I have no idea how we got that fast there. It's possible that our fire was a little warmer than I thought. Maybe it was a little over 210. Maybe it was 220. I don't know. But the point is they're done. I'm going to show you here in just a minute. Wow, do they look good. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look. You can see the temp too. All right. Is that Thanksgiving goodness right there or what? Wowee. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the temp there? We're right at almost 180 on that breast. So we have a successful smoking experience. I'm going to take these off, put them on the pan, let you see them in their full glory before we take them in. But I would say this was pretty successful. We'll be right back in a minute. Okay, so we're back here. We had enough charcoal in there. You can see really a lot of smoke afterwards. We had enough charcoal in there to probably go for quite a bit longer. I'm just going to close it up for right now. But I want you to see these birds. And you know what? If you tell me that you can tell me you've had better, then we're gonna tangle because these look spectacular. Not saying anything. The turkeys did the work, not me. But these are beautiful. Take a look. That is Thanksgiving goodness right there. Amazing. So this is Wednesday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them inside, let them cool down a little bit, wrap them in foil, okay, to make sure they don't dry. Put them in the fridge, and then I'm going to take them down to Mom's in the morning. We'll carve them cold. Carve them cold, and then we will put them in a roasting pan with a little bit of water. Smoke's getting in my eyes. So put them in a roasting pan with a little bit of water, and then just get them up to your serving temperature, whatever that might be, while you're getting the potatoes and the green beans or the stuffing and all that. While that's all going, just put that in with it, get it up. It is ready to go right now. But it is, like I said, this type of smoking is cooking smoking, not preserving smoking. So as a result, you want to make sure that, as this cools down a little bit, get it in the fridge for good food safety practices. But wow, that was fun. This is going to be good. I'm going to do a little piece here. Take a little piece and try it, and I'll take a video of that. I'll show you in just a minute. Bye. So I just took a little piece. I tore the wing off. Took a little piece. You can see it. It looks beautiful. It even will retain a little bit of that pink, because unlike red meat, turkey will get a little bit pink with a smoke ring, and that's perfection. So let's try this, see what we think. Oh yeah, yep, that's the real deal. I hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving. Take a moment to tell those around you how important they are in your life, and really get to enjoy the day, reflect upon the blessings that we've all been given. So with that said, I'm talking with my mouth full. May your day be filled with shenanigans, and be truly thankful. Have a happy Thanksgiving. See you next time. Bye now.